la. Johnny, may I present to you the Triplecaster.
The Triplecaster.
Bam.
Man.
Look at that thing.
How nice.
So what do you think?
It's very fuzzy.
I tried to defuzz it for you too. The case is fuzzy. Okay, so you've heard the demo. You've heard us playing it some. This is Johnny's first time hands-on with it. We thought we'd have a little fun with it. We've been hiding it from him. What's your first visual impression when you see it?
It looks great. It looks so much better in person, like the white hardware, the white, it's very like penguin-esque.
That is a great
like Gretschy penguin
example.
But it also feels very substantial, and I just didn't. I don't know. I don't know what I expected, but it's very cool.
I clearly love the guitar. I like Jack White, so I'm sort of a sucker for it. You got fingerprints on it. Come on, Johnny, watch out. Okay, so this is.
I'll try to lick it.
This has been years in development. I look at this as maybe a unicorn that could start a stampede from Fender.
Yeah.
That's how I like to think of this. This might launch them to do crazier, zanier things with the right artist. This is what a signature series guitar is supposed to be.
This is pretty, I say wacky, but not in a negative way. Like, it does a lot of things. I'm trying to decide in my brain, because, we talked about not too long ago being innovative, right? Like, I think this is innovative. The Panoverb was super innovative. I'm trying to decide if this is as usefully innovative as I believe the Panoverb was.
Well, let's stay tuned. I'll get into why I think maybe yes. Maybe no, not for you, but I think yes for me, for sure. It's an amalgamation of countless other guitars that he's been touring with for years right now. And this is the production version, what Fender has sort of taken the greatest hits of. And I hate to say it, but try to keep it somewhat affordable. This comes in at $34.99. But Derek and I were bemoaning, we wish it had the B-bender on it. And
then it'd probably be in the
$42.99
for at least, I would think. You think even the Brad Paisley stuff doesn't come with benders.
Or the scallop fretboards on one of the ones that he had. I'm glad it doesn't have scallop fretboards. I think that's a little bit a bridge too far for some folks.
Yeah, for
sure. Some of his Triplecasters have.
The bender would be cool. But it's, the little drop D thing. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff on this.
Well, let's start with the basics. Then we'll get into the guts of this thing, which makes it sort of special. The basics, it's a lightweight chambered ash body right there. Hit it, right there. You're gonna feel it's there, and that adds to the sound and the lightweight nature of it. It's a soft feed, chunky, super light, sorted for color. That's like the skin of Jack, is what Derek says. Neck, it's ash. Maple. Why did I say ash? So I'm talking about the body still. Maple neck. You got 12-inch radius, 22 frets. Chopped telly style bridge.
Yep.
Which is killer.
It is cool.
You've got the Bigsby B-5C with custom arm.
Pretty sweet.
So this is all machine custom for it.
It comes right off when you put. No, I'm just kidding. Only if you're John Bollinger.
And you got the Hipshot Xtender for like a quick change to drop D right there, which is a really cool. Now, some of that's functional, some of that's a little bit. It's all part of the powder coated white. It's really cool too. We're gonna get
the powder coated white is awesome. I love the little note they put in there.
We're gonna talk. I've got the note written down here. I'm gonna read it word for word because it's hilarious.
What you said about some of it being functional, I was afraid none of it would be functional.
Which would make sense.
Like that it would be just all these bells and whistles and not a very good guitar. It actually feeling it. This is the first time I've held it. It does feel like a very good guitar.
We've had this for a bit. We had to keep it hidden from Johnny just so he couldn't get his opinions.
That's right.
Get first instinct.
And hearing you play it, and I think it is very functional. And
we'll get into it later with the electronics and what you can do. But I also think this is something that's, I hate to say this, you can mod it further if you want to. Because we'll get into electronics and why it's possible. But
why would you?
Okay, but so obviously the guitar is nothing short of eye-catching. We understand that. You open it, it bows. It's black and white. The powder-coated hardware is awesome. The note you mentioned, I'm going to read it there's a note in the case. And it's funny, I'm just sort of taking the best part of it. Okay, here it goes. It looks and feels great. My favorite, okay, no, let me get the part where it's quoted. Okay, here we go. While visually more striking than the typical chrome plating seen on most Fender hardware, powder coating is not always as durable. This means as you admire, play, gig with, and restring, knock around, and generally use your Triplecaster, you may notice some chipping and wear on the hardware. Don't panic, all caps right there. Over time, the hardware in your guitar will take you to a unique, well-used, road-tested look as the finish wears, just like Jack's personal guitar, leaving you with your own one-of-a-kind version of Fender's Jack White Triplecaster. I think that's hilarious. I love it.
It's pretty. I mean, it is cool. It's cool that they included that. I like the way they phrased it.
Because it's gonna age. Like the pickup's gonna age. You're gonna be hitting them.
That's true.
All this hardware's gonna age. This is different. Your banjo sort of like
the powder here. Coating, like they said.
But no, all your controls here. Even I think your string tree up there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And even,
which is cool because it's a tasteful little curve back here. It's nice.
Yeah.
Looks wise, again, you got black dots adorning it. You got your triple dots there. You're gonna notice 3s across this entire collection. Third Man Records. It's kind of like the way, and I think Jack, he sort of waxes poetic with that's the way he likes to design in 3s.
I love that the pickups are white.
I do too.
It just looks awesome. I think it's a really cool choice of pickups.
Well, as our favorite Nashville Broadway performer Chandler Dozier says, there's nothing like a tuxedo telly.
It's true.
And this sort of takes that and spins a different yarn on it, which we appreciate.
All true things.
Again, the matching headstock, another nice nod. Okay, so what's really complicated though, and what's the fun part is what's going on under the hood and all the zany stuff happening in this guitar. So that's where the alchemy happens. So you got 3 pickups. You got they're all Jack White spec'd out. So we got the wide range CuNiFe. We've got the Jack White P90, and you got the Jack White hidden in this TV Jones Filtertron style casing humbucker. So they are all completely different, completely usable, and here's the fun part, they're not worked together. They're all just, it's a 3-way selector right now.
Which is kind of cool, which I guess, lends into what you were hinting at earlier.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can, obviously, if you want to mod it out to 5-way, cool, it's going to open up some new things. I think the idea of a 3-way, from their design standpoint, it wasn't to save money. This saves no money. It's the same cost. It just forces you to use and utilize those pickups individually.
Right.
Like, let's start with my perhaps favorite one right in the middle, that sort of the JW P90. It's awesome. It's dirty, it growls, it barks, more so than most P90s.
And it's sexy looking.
It is sexy looking. Jump down to the bridge, and you've got a nice sort of hot humbucker, originally designed by Tim Shaw for Jack's wife, and he liked it so much, he's like, that's it, that's the humbucker sound I want, and I got it figured out, and it's in this, and it looks killer. Moving up to my second favorite.
I don't know why I'm switching. Nothing's plugged in. It's just because.
You've been doing that since we were like
kids, It's just
kids,
because.
Though.
You can't not do it.
It's so dumb.
It's like when I'm playing on my couch at night at home and I do the volume knobs down. I'm like,
well, I want that bridge tone.
Stupid.
No, the wide range CuNiFe, this is like the metals have been lost forever. It's like Tim Shaw, he's worked at Gibson, he's worked at Fender. He does this weird magic work with all of his pickups. He is such a fan and fiend of electronics and Nashville Hot Chicken. Side note, if you ever meet him, get him some Nashville Hot Chicken at Hattie B's. Not the one on Broadway, that's a tourist trap. It's really great. I ate there a few weeks ago.
Pretty good, but the other one.
The other one's really great. And there's no line. It really gets you that warmth without the muddiness of a humbucker. And I almost equate it to gumminess, if that makes sense. I love a wide range in the neck and the bridge.
Yeah,
I love wide range pickups all over the place. Totally different thing. Let's see what else we get into. There's a little button down here. Someone call it kill switch. We're going to call it the stutter switch.
It has a delightful click to it. It makes me happy.
It feels like the first time you open your Nintendo NES back when you were a child, and you got like the Duck Hunt, and like there's an analog click.
Yes.
And it's fun.
Something cool about it.
And it's usable. It's like that's something like we've always wanted to do on custom shops too, but often to get that you have to go to Master Build.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a very expensive guitar, but I'm happy where the price landed, just to make it with all the stuff it has in it. You've got 3-way selector, like I said. You got your volume, you got your tone, and then you got your, what is this?
That was confusing for me.
It's a selector. So let me just break through it. So you got all the way up is your guitar's off. It's like you just kill the guitar, the tone's off. It's great if you're a pedal player, which Jack is, and which most players are out there. I have a joke about my pedal board. Never mind what I'm saying. But go down here, you're in standard. This is your standard, so your volume, tone, everything's working. Go here, it's almost like full throttle wiring on an Esquire. You've taken out the volume and tone out of the circuit.
Straight to the thing.
It's fun. Now, Noticeably, like if you watch the demo, I've clicked it a few times. It's not a huge difference, but it is perceptible.
Yeah.
There's a little more
Oomph.
engine behind it, I think, and it's cool. It's a really nice effect. The Bigsby's really nice. Now, if anybody's watched John Bollinger's performance with that, he destroyed one of them.
Surely everyone has at this point.
Go watch it, Premier Guitars. There's just a clip of him doing it, 2.5 minutes of him breaking it.
I mean, I'm sure, because that was Jack's actual guitar. I'm sure Jack is probably
An aggressive
pretty
mate.
abusive, in a good way. So who knows? Who knows?
No, I like the banjo sort of armrest here. I think it's super cool. I've always liked those. It does it. It's a penguin in that respect. And who doesn't like it? One of the things that I think is really cool, I do like the hip shot up here, like where I can just like pop it.
neat.
I think it's a really great effect. And it kept it in tune relatively when I did it like a few times just in my demos of it and trying it. The guitar is stunning. The wiring to make this thing happen, it's rumored and said from the folks at Fender that there's about 3 folks that can do this. Now I've heard some folks in the say, I could do it with my soldering tools.
Let me just come do it. Trickier than you think.
It's really complicated, and it's really complicated to make this in mass in any way to where it's consistent and they're coming and arriving and working.
Yes.
We've had, knock on wood, here at Hollywood, 0 issues thus far with the Triplecaster. And the most important thing is we've had 100% fun with it. It's a fun guitar. We're encouraging and hoping Fender keeps making things like this.
Agreed.
Like when they have new Signature Series guitars, I think my favorite Signature Series up to this point is the Johnny Marr Jaguar.
Yeah.
It's pretty bare
pretty
bones, but that little, taking some of the stuff out, making it a little simpler for us modern players, I think it's a great guitar. I think Troy Van Leeuwen has a great Jazz Master. There's some great signatures out there, but this is a different level. And these are limited too, so I think the Panoverb is available, but the guitars are finite.
Pretty
Finite. Let's wrap it up with one of
Slim pickings.
Jack's quotes here, just sort of like, here we go. From the man himself, Jack White. We found the best of the old and the best of the new, a mixed innovation with the history of Fender, and did something we think maybe Leo Fender would be proud of himself.
There you go.
Thanks guys at Fender. I think this is a really cool guitar.
It is cool.
We don't get that excited all the time, but this one had all of our shorts
good.
in a tizzy.
Yep.
Thanks for staying tuned. Click like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Enjoy your guitar out there. Live long and prosper.